Hey guys, welcome to another video. I was gonna do a whole video on everything I knit over the winter, but I just decided to do these in separate videos. I had so much fun knitting this Katlyn Hunter hat. It was done in Lang cashmere light yarn, and if you follow her instructions for the size large, you get a hat that looks like this. I made my version without the brim. And if you buy enough yarn to make the brimless version, you can have enough yarn left to make a whole second hat. And I'll show you what the yarn looks like because I haven't sewn in my ends. So this yarn looks very thick, it's very lofty, it's very squishy, but if you can see, it really squishes down. When you're knitting with it, it squishes down to a pretty thin gauge. So because of that, if you use the recommended needles for this hat, you're going to end up with a very small hat. And when I tried this on, it was just too tight. So I looked it up on Ravelry, and someone else had mentioned the same thing, and she went up a couple needle sizes, so I did the same thing. Sorry, we're having trouble with focusing. And so I went up a couple needle sizes and I got much better results. So again, if you can kind of think about like the Shetland wool wig hats, if that kind of one size fits all hat pattern fits you, then if you're going to be knitting her pattern with this yarn, I heavily recommend going on Ravelry. I have the details on my account on what needle size I use. That's what the brim, that's what the beautiful shaping looks like on the crown. So yeah, I definitely recommend seriously thinking about going up a needle size. So this one to my right is the bigger one, and this one to my left is the smaller one. I'm trying to, hopefully you can kind of tell. I'll put these up online. I didn't quite have enough to do the original colors with the second version, so I put gray brim there, ribbing there, and I had to do like a little bullseye gray on top. But I thought this was going to be perfect for my son because it was looking really big, but it's not. It's, even though I went up a couple needle sizes, it was perfect for me, so I'd have to go up even more needle sizes for my son. When you see the photo for this hat, sorry, I dropped this in the dirt. It looks like when they put the pom-pom on, it looks like, you know, it ripples, but it really doesn't. You get a nice, even, round, beanie type shaping here. And I found Katlyn's pattern so interesting. But the best thing I could say is, if you really want to do this, this is the most dreamy yarn I've ever knit with in my entire life. And do price shopping, because the shop that I bought mine at charged me $50 per skein, and I had found it later on for $30 per skein, and you need 5 skeins, so it's quite a big price difference. So definitely do price comparisons. But I love this yarn. I felt like it would be like the kind of yarn you could use for one of the Lopi sweaters, but like it would literally probably cost $1,000 if you knit with this for a whole sweater. So anyways, I also wanted to say, I don't know if you can see the halo forming on this hat, but the hat that was in the store as the sample was growing halo so much that it was like about this high out, and essentially your color work is going to kind of become so fuzzy, it'll look like there's a Gaussian blur over the whole thing, because the more you handle this yarn, the more that halo, it's going to be the most intense halo you've ever seen in your life. It was really quite the thing to see, but it looked quite ethereal, and it was sort of part of the charm and kind of one of the reasons why I wanted to give it a try. So that's another thing I wanted to share, and I just have one more video, so I'll see you guys on the next